Hey, this is Neil from the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, and I've got a great question I'm going to run through today from Karen Lambie, all about what you would do, what I would do, and what some of the best Amazon experts would do if they were starting their Amazon journey again. Now, before we get into that video though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I'm going to make sure you've got everything you need to build your business on Amazon right here in Australia. Speak to you soon. All right, so that's a great question. What would you, at your particular stage of the game, advise? If you were answering that to Karen, how would you answer that? I'd be super interested to hear your thoughts on that. One of the most difficult things for me to do as somebody who is your mentor is remember what it was like to be just starting. Because for me, that was six and a bit years ago. And so one of the most difficult things for me to do is to put myself back there and remember what it was like to be starting, to be unsure if I could do this, to be uncertain in my abilities, to not know what the best strategy was. That's, it's actually it's something that I have to really think through. So hearing what your thoughts are would actually be super useful for me. Anyway, so what I did was I actually spoke to a couple of the coaches. So the first one I spoke to was Pippa, who's on the call tonight. Here's Pippa's answer. Let's just pull that. So here's Pippa's. So Pip says, and you can tell where Pip's at in her business. So Pip says, I would have planned expansion better from day one. Wish I'd developed standard operating procedures, so like to-do lists, as I went, so I could outsource quicker to virtual assistants, but also to agencies. Very clever. As Pippa said, and you will find this in your own business, absolutely, you soon become the bottleneck. You soon become the reason your business can't grow anymore is because you're trying to do everything. It happens really fast. And Pippa is doing lots of different places. So she's on third-party websites. She does shitloads of stuff on Shopify, for instance, social media partnerships. She's doing a partnership currently with Amazon. Amazon wants to wholesale all of her products, which is great. And she's also doing retail outlets as well. So she's got a whole heap of different things going on in her own Amazon business. But that's really great advice. Really great advice. Here's one from Jeffrey. So Jeffrey Loho, he's in New Zealand, also one of our Amazon coaches. So here's Jeffrey's. Jeffrey said, I would stop over-analyzing and just launch a product as soon as possible. That is such good advice. You learn so much more about the way Amazon business works through your first product than any course, mine included. And I would also focus my efforts on the things that will bring me a return on investment instead of worrying about how my logo and branding looks. Just launch first, improve later. That's great. That's really good information. Now, everybody is different, of course. Everybody's going to have a different take on what's going on. So what's your take on this? Okay, so Joanne Coulton. I'm going to post these up for you so you can see them, all right? Because it's super cool. Joanne Coulton says that. Watch all the modules, then join Diamond. Cassandra Steedman says this. I think I would have done a product discovery session. So here's my take on that. If you have been trying to figure out what to sell for more than 7 days, get help. Get help. You have become the bottleneck in your business. You are the reason your business is not working at that point. So if you've been trying to figure out what the hell to sell and you've been procrastinating and cogitating, ruminating for more than 7 days, get a product discovery session. Get help. Here's what Elaine says. Start with wholesale, learn and test, then do private label. Here's what Maddie Burke says. Lots of people talking about coaching, I think, which is for me, I believe that is the master skill. Here's Carl. Carl says, don't be scared to go for it. Kevin, Test first and not buy big quantities. This is fantastic. We should have this as a thing in our group. I would never miss Q. Okay, so Melba says this. I would never ever miss a Q&A. Yvette says trust the system. Lots of people asking about Pippa. Lots of people asking, I know you're on the call, lots of people asking about your standard operating procedures. Action always beats action. Murray, here's what Murray says. I'd love to put all these up. I truly, truly would. There's some really fantastic information here. Here's what Kate. So Kate is one of our Amazon coaches. She's also built a very, very big business of her own, as have all of the Amazon coaches. Lots of people agreeing with the coaching. So that's what they said. Here's what my kind of thoughts on that as well. Okay, so here's my little thoughts just to add into that. And again, I'm aware, that it's you've kind of got to follow your own path. But here's what I kind of thought as well. So I've said that already. If you spent more than 7 days trying to figure out what the hell to sell, get some help. For me, outsourcing is your friend. But when you outsource, your outsourcer will only be as good as the brief that you give them. If you give them a shithouse brief, like a paragraph of what you want them to do, you should expect a crap result. You've got to communicate exactly what you want. And something I've learned big time in the last 3 years, do not expect one person to be good at or care about everything you do in your business. Because if they did, they themselves would be an entrepreneur building that business instead of being an outsourcer. I did that all the time, expecting people to give a shit as much as I gave a shit. They just don't. They just don't. And that's why, as Pippa says, you have standard operating procedures. That's why you do good briefs. That's why you train people and have them do the work specifically that you lay out for them. That's why you do that. Super, super important. I use Upwork and Fiverr for all my outsourcing. Upwork for the more complex stuff, Fiverr for the easier stuff. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.